Hello everybody, Chris from Stage right here, back at it with
Damian King.
And we are still in the attic space, right? The belly of the beast.
The lungs of the house.
That's the lungs of the house. I love that. Damian, another topic, another issue, okay? Homeowners call, or sometimes they don't call, but something happened with this lovely thing that we love in Indiana called weather.
Yep.
Storm comes through. There was some wind, there was some heavy rain. There may have even been the dreaded H word, the hail that came down, okay? If any homeowners ever had a storm come through, should they call a trusted advisor to come take a look at this? Or is it something where you can just look at it and be like, oh, from the ground it looks good, and just move on? What would be your advice on that?
100%. Yeah, you got to get a hold of a contractor who knows what they're looking for. You don't know how many times I've came to a house and the homeowner was like, I don't really see anything from down here. Well, you won't. Generally, what we're looking for on your roof is about the size of a nickel, where these hail impacts are at. So you're not usually going to see that from the ground. So definitely very important to get a contractor out.
I gotcha. So hail, obviously, sometimes it hits, it shows right away. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but it's noticeable that there's damage.
Yep.
Okay. So when you're up on a roof and you're looking for these hits, these impact points, you're looking at the shingle. Is there anything else you're looking at on the roof that can show signs that they've had damage?
Yeah, definitely. So when we do the inspection, we want to make sure we inspect the whole property, right?
Okay.
So what we do is we first we do our elevations. We walk around the house, look to see if any gutter downspouts were hit, if any siding was damaged, any window seals. And then what I do is I move from that point up to the roof. When I get up there, I start looking at the soft metals on the roof. Those are the things that are going to show the damage the most and is the most easy to document as well. So what I'll get up there and do is I'll check the soft metals, I'll run my chalk across them, look for any dents, and at that point I'm going to move to the shingles and start looking for damage there.
Now, if they have had wind damage as well, that's a common one. Can you describe maybe real quickly what would be an easy sign if you're up there that you might not see from the ground, but you can tell if maybe wind has impacted that shingle?
100%, yeah. So when you think of wind damage, don't necessarily think of shingles flying off your house. Okay. So what happens on the wind damage a lot is if it doesn't tear the shingle off, what it's going to do is it's going to peel the shingle up and past a 45-degree angle, and that's going to create a crease in your shingle. It's going to knock the granules loose and create a crease there. Well, at that point, that shingle has failed. So it definitely needs to be replaced.
So if you're a homeowner and you've ever had a storm that's come through, I mean, it's always worth having a trusted advisor, a contractor out to take a look. Now, Damian, a common question I do also hear from homeowners is, well, I don't have time for it right now, and they kind of kick the bucket down the road. Is there a general time frame that a homeowner should have someone look at it?
Yeah, 100%. There's actually a friend of mine reached out to me this weekend. He lives up in Frankfurt, which was blasted this year from the storms, and he's one of the last guys to hold out. And I was like, man, you need to get that looked at because from the storm date, you've only got 1 year to file on that storm. So very important, because if a year goes by and all of a sudden your roof starts leaking, and I have insurance come out, they will say, sorry, Damian, that was a year and a half ago, we're not covering this.
Okay, so that happens, that conversation happens.
100%. Urgency on this is very vital.
I gotcha. Now, Damian, say you get up there, there's damage, and it's obvious, okay? They call that cause for claim, if I remember correctly, right? So they have cause, that there's a reason for why you should file a claim due to a storm damage situation or a storm event, okay? What happens next? I mean, what do you do to help a homeowner through this insurance process? If you can just sum it up quickly, like, what do you do to help them? Because a lot of homeowners don't.
Yeah, it's frustrating. This is something we don't go through every day. Sure, we've all filed claims on our cars and stuff like that, but this is a completely different process. This is your castle, right? So you want to make sure that you are compensated correctly. You pay these folks every year thousands of dollars, so it's very important that if something does happen, that you're taken care of.
Cool. So you'll take care of that process. You'll probably meet with the insurance carrier, the adjuster, all that process with them.
Yeah. So the steps to that would be, I would come look at your property. If I saw a cause for claim, I'll say, hey, it's a good time for us to go ahead and reach out to your insurance company while I'm here. That way I can answer any questions they have for you and have that clearly totally brought across.
That's awesome. Well, guys, if you've ever had any storm or any concern, I mean, again, even if it's within, I mean, different carriers are different, right? So on average, it's about a year,
Correct.
okay? But within a year, or even if you don't know if it's been within a year, we've got a lot of tools and resources available to help navigate that process.
Yeah.
We would love the opportunity to come take a look. The worst case scenario, and what we hope is that you don't have damage on your home. I mean, we do hope that. But if you do, we'd love to help you through that process to make sure that your castle, I love how you said that, your greatest investment where your memories are made is taken care of. So once again, this is
Damian King.
Damian King. And Damian, if they'd love to have you come take a look, if they've had a storm, how can they get a hold of you?
You can reach me 2 different ways. You can reach me directly on my cell phone at 765-357-1900 or dking@stagerieroofing.com.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much, and we'd love the opportunity to partner with you in the future. Have a great one.